What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, and today we're going to talk about belts, specifically the modern battle belt, that Cobra buckle MOLLE configuration style, the ones that I find most modular, most versatile, and the ones that I find most comfortable to use. And there's a couple brands that come into play here. Now, all of these brands right up front, I consider very high quality. They're maybe a little bit expensive to some people. These are things that are going to last you a very long time and that you can absolutely trust your life to. Now, the brands we're going to be dealing with today as far as the belts go is going to be the Blue Alpha Gear MOLLE belt, and this one is going to be outfitted with the G-code pouches and a Safari Land holster. The other belt we're going to talk about today is going to be the Ronin Tactics belt, and this one is outfitted with the HSGI tacos and again a Safari Land holster. Now, I have done a kind of a belt video before where I just went through all of these different styles. These are the two belts that I wear almost non-stop. All of the gear on here, from the holsters to the belts themselves to the pouches, are things that I would have a zero issue trusting my life to, and I really do think both brands provide a very high quality product. Now, when it comes down to belts and how they're outfitted and what's on them, these things are like the male purse of the range. It's a deep, dark, hidden secret nobody wants to talk about, but this is how we tend to outfit our gear. That and our plate carriers, like this new one right here that HRT Tactical sent in. I will have a review on that as soon as the lightweight plates come in. But that's generally kind of that deep, dark secret that people don't talk about, is how they outfit their gear and what they make it look like. Although looks are not important, of course you want to have nice stuff and you want to have gear that's going to last, be versatile, usable, and durable. That is the main concern when it comes to buying your kit. But then again, you don't want to look like you bought all your stuff from a gypsy yard sale in different colors or whatever. But hey, if it works, it works. So we'll take a really quick look around these before we get up close to these, and you're going to notice a lot of similarities between these belts. You're going to notice I'm going to have almost always 3 pistol mag carriers, a rifle mag carrier, a dump pouch on my kind of left side. This one specifically has some handcuffs up front, tourniquet, Safari Land holster, and then a multi-tool. On the back, generally I'm going to have a med pouch here. I'm just waiting for that med pouch for this one, which is going to be Coyote Tactical. And then on my Ronin belt here, you can see it is set up almost exactly the same way with the Taco Mags, Maxpedition dump pouch. On this one specifically, there's no cuff case, but I would have a Leatherman up here, multi-tool, tourniquet, and then my holster. On this one, I'm going to have the Live the Creed medical pouch because I'm going to be testing a couple of those out. And there's a reason that both of those are set up very similarly, and that's because I need that repetition of training. I need that familiarity of the belt. And I want to know, even under stress, while looking directly at somebody, I know exactly where my hand needs to go to get whatever tool my mind is telling me I need to access at that time. Whether it's from the holster, or from the magazine pouch, multi-tool dump pouch, I need everything to be very similar so I can immediately access whatever's on my belt at any time under any level of stress. Now, as far as the bigger belts, those kind of padded battle belts, I just went away from those because I found they just gave me too many problems as far as my plate carrier or anything would always catch the edge of it. Some people like them. They do make kind of a smaller version now, but I've really gone to this more kind of 1 3/4 inch profile belt, and it's really just what works for me. We will go ahead and get into both of these belts right now. Check out all that gear that's on them. We're going to go over the quality of it, why they're set up, the way they are, the cost of these things, especially because things do get expensive, and then if I have really a preference between one or the other. We're going to check out these belts right now. All right, let's jump into these belts, starting with the Ronin belt here. And we'll go ahead and talk about the belt first and then get into all the rest of the stuff. So as far as this belt goes, this is the D-ring style. Has a Velcro attachment. D-ring, so you got to snap into a helicopter, taking those rides or anything like that. Not meant for rappelling, just merely a quick link for helicopter rides and things like that. Although these buckles are beefy enough to the point where they're going to take more pressure than a human body is going to put on it. Huge buckle on this one. I mean, this thing is just beefy as all get out. The entire belt, as far as Ronin goes, is extremely thick and durable. I mean, this thing is, all the pressure I can put on this and just barely start to get it to move. It is a little thicker than the Blue Alpha belt. You have great MOLLE attachment. The MOLLE is double wide here, so this material is double thick. If I get it to bend back a little bit, you can kind of see. It's just solid, even to the little retention strap for the extra material. I mean, it's like the thickest one I have ever seen. And it's got a little bit on the back to kind of catch that Velcro. That part of it is great. I would have no problem recommending this belt to anybody. So let's start attacking the pouches here. HSGI taco pouches are great. A lot of people use these in military, law enforcement, pretty much everywhere. You know, you can get different kinds of attachments. These are just the regular MOLLE straps on here. There's all kinds of different stuff you can do now. The only issue I've ever run into, I threw this belt in a bin when we were going for some range, and I think I threw, it was either a dumbbell or something else, and I did break this right here. My fault, not HSGI's fault. Nothing is unbreakable. That was a me issue. They work great. You know, I do have the double rifle carrier on this one. I typically prefer single pouches. I don't like double stacked stuff generally. But I did buy these. I had these. I got these on sale, and they do work quite well. I've had no material issues, no problems with these. Every once in a while, you may get a little fast roper, a little frayre right there. You just melt that thing down with a lighter, and you're going to be good to go. You can get replacement shot cord for these. This is how you tighten these up if you're going from double stack to single stack. They're just good all around, no problems. Moving on, we've got that Maxpedition, the roly-poly dump pouch. This is the big boy. I've got that one on here, kind of attached halfway through, just one set of the MOLLE with some of the, I think these are the Blackhawk kind of quick sticks, because that's really all I need to keep that on there, and I've moved this thing around enough. I used to take it off the belt and pick up my brass with it. I've got a big space in the back that's blank because I'm waiting for Coyote Tactical medical pouch. Everything has been sold out. I generally run the med kit on the back, and we'll get into that reason, because if I go down face down, this is what someone's going to use on me, either the med kit on the back of me or the med kit on my plate carrier. The stuff I'm either going to carry in my cargo pocket or up front like the tournament kit, that's what I'm using on myself. Safariland holster on the QLS fork right here with a Fire Force leg strap, kind of a bungee leg strap. Honestly, these straps are like 10 bucks. They work great. I'll leave links for that stuff down below. 1110 tourniquet case, SOFT wide tourniquet. I will be switching to the cat tourniquets, but until I have all of them ready to go, I'm leaving these on my belt, and then I will probably sell these to somebody or give them to a buddy or do whatever. Another one of those tacos for a multi-tool or whatever extra I need, and that's going to finish this belt out. Are there other things I can do? Yes, sometimes I have a snap link here for belts. Sometimes I will have an attachment for chem lights. All depends on what I am doing, where I'm training. All of that can be adapted very quickly onto this belt. Go ahead and grab the Blue Alpha belt, and we'll just take the inner belt out real quick. So this inner belt I actually use for the Ronin and for this one. They have two versions of this. One has the little eyelet, or excuse me, the loop through here, and the other one just kind of folds over. Basically, it just doesn't have that little thing that you weave it through, and it just goes around itself like that. So I do kind of prefer this style belt, but either one is going to be just fine. And this belt is a couple years old now. It's very true to size. Fits well, works absolutely great. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. And as you can see, this one's outfitted because this is the one I run most often. As far as the Cobra buckle goes, it's a nice, solid, good-sized Cobra buckle. The one on the Ronin is a little bit thicker, but you can see I have beat this one up. It's gashed up. I've used this for a lot of training, shooting in the prone, things like that, which you can also tell here. Now, this is actually an HSGI cuff carrier, but you can see I've low crawled in this and shot prone in it. It's all scratched up and scarred up. Still working absolutely awesome. As far as the rest of the belt the thickness of it is fine. Most people are going to do just fine with this, even though the Ronin is a little bit thicker. The MOLLE, the Ronin one's double thick. This is single thick here still. I've never had it tear. I haven't had it come apart. Nothing like that of the sort. This one I do have a quick snap link here, and that's for gloves or keepers to make sure that the belt stays on me, because this is the one I use most often. Let's talk about the G-code pouches here. So these are kind of like a, I don't know exactly what the material is. It almost feels like a thick rubber, almost like inner tube material. And then it's like a polymer out here. You got the shock cord in there as well for tightening it. And then of course these polymer sides to get the mags, you know, in and out easily. They do have a nice open mouth design on them, you can see right there. So you can get those in and out quickly, you know, rip them out like that. Going to be good to go, provides a good solid retention. They do have drain holes on the bottom, which is the same as the HSGI. And you do have the ability to put things like on this one, you can weave moly through here, put something on the outside of this, if you are into doing that. But all of these pouches have been great. This one has the Maxpedition dump pouch as well, but this is the smaller version because I just didn't need that massive one anymore. On the back, again, I'm waiting for med pouch for this one. This one's going to be the LTC, the Live the Creed medical pouch. On this one, I do have my multi-tool, which is just another magazine carrier pouch, but this one I use for my multi-tool instead of in front of the holster. This one is behind it. Small change on this belt. I do have, again, the Safariland holster on the QLS with the same leg strap here. Then my tourniquet case, again, this is the SOFT on a 1110 case. And the reason my multi-tool is behind there is because I have a set of hinged handcuffs up here. If you're going to carry handcuffs, carry the ones that are hinged. Chain handcuffs really kind of suck. I know somebody may disagree with me. They are a little bit more mobile, but hinged cuffs for me has always been the way to go for durability, control, and strength. So let's go ahead, talk a little bit about price, why these are outfitted the way they are, wrap this up, and talk, do I have a preference between this or the Ronin or the HSGI stuff? All right, so as you can see up close, these are both really nice setups. Now, do I have a preference? Honestly, I really don't. I mean, they're both really solid setups. For me, I'm generally going to go with whichever one I can get a little bit cheaper or maybe on sale. Now, is there a level of difference in quality, durability? Maybe. Now, the Ronin belt, okay, it's a tiny bit thicker. You know, even the moly panels are a little thicker. It is a hardcore belt. It is a little bit more expensive than the Blue Alpha, and I've had the Blue Alpha and I've been running it exclusively for a very long time. The vast majority of the time I go to the range, and I kind of, you know, don't bust out my Ronin belt just as much anymore. Now, as far as the pouches go and everything like that, I really don't think there is a difference in durability and quality. There is a difference in price, however. So the Ronin belt is generally going to be a little bit more expensive. The G-code holsters and pouches are generally going to be a little bit cheaper than the HSGI stuff. Some of that is going to come down to what you're willing to spend your money on, maybe what you like that looks better, or maybe what was recommended to you. I can tell you between all of the brands on here, I found them all to be of equal quality, equal ease of use, and pretty much equal value. I don't feel that I got more value out of one over the other. Even though the G-code stuff is a little cheaper, I still really enjoy, and I think that the HSGI stuff is just a great way to go. Now, HSGI does have their, you know, Kydex or polymer-faced version that looks a little similar to the G-code stuff, or maybe a little bit more serious, a little bit more similar to the Wilder tactical stuff. So if you're not into the full kind of moly fronted and just all material, they do have those other options. They still do run a little bit more expensive than the G-code stuff, but you know, 6 to 1 half dozen the other, what you want, what you're going to buy, what you've been recommended, or what's worked for you in the past. To me, a lot of it is really just going to come down to brand preference, or like I said, what you can find on sale. I'm always looking for a deal. I'm just like you. I buy this stuff with my own money, and it can get really expensive because by the time you add a holster and everything else you've got going on to this belt, you're going to have a $450 or $500 belt with the Safariland holster and your multi-tool and all the pouches, the dump pouch, the medical kit. And it may even get a little bit more expensive than that. But these are investments that are going to last us for years as long as you buy the right gear. As far as trust, I would trust either of these setups with my life. No questions asked. I would have zero problem telling anyone I know that this is quality stuff, that they can trust their like to it, carry it however they want. Now, a decision you may have to think about too is open top or closed top. So both of my belts, pretty much all of my belts are open top. You may or may not be able to use that at work or wherever you're doing. You may be required to by some policy or something to use, you know, the closed-topped or Velcro or snap-topped magazine carriers. And that can be a department policy, a unit policy, anything like that. You know, if you're jumping out of planes still, going into cool missions, doing cool things, open tops may or may not be the way for you because they can snag, wind drag, things can get thrown out, and the drop zone looks like a gypsy yard sale. For the most part, the things I do and the things that 99% of us out there are gonna be doing, open top carriers are gonna be just fine for you. You just need to figure out, do you want the high or the low ones? Gives you a little bit more purchase on the magazine, or it may or may not work with your full size or compact magazine. You have to take that into account as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and liked seeing that stuff, and I hope it helps guide you in the appropriate direction for what you can afford and what you need. Both of them, like I said, great quality stuff. Huge shout out again to my subscribe stars. I appreciate everything you're doing, helping me out here with the channel and helping us grow. Make sure you guys are subscribed. You know, like the video if you are into it, and turn the bell notification icons on so you get this information when it comes out. Links will be down below. If it's not on YouTube, guys, they don't let us allow certain things. Check the first link in the description. That'll take you to my webpage where you can see everything that I've ever done a review on. You guys get out there, have some fun, enjoy life. Maybe it's only dry fire right now because we have all of the ammo shortages. I will see you guys on the next one.